do this again. Hello everyone and welcome to session 69 of this YouTube channel. My name is Brianna and I am the dyer, designer, and human behind The Little Wolf Knits, and I am back here with you after about a month-long break. If you are following this channel for some time, or if you're new here, welcome. You might have noticed that I have not put out a session in about 5 or 6 weeks maybe. And that is because over the last month I have been involved, engaging, participating in Vlogmas, where I posted daily vlogs following the day-to-day, minute to minute, minute by minute of my life, which was so much fun and such a joy. If you have not checked it out yet, I will invite you to go over. I have a playlist made where you can watch all of my vlogs and catch up with me throughout December. It feels like super cozy, very, very different than what this sort of video feels like. But if you have been wondering where I have been, that's where I've been. I have also been recording videos that have not recorded properly. So yesterday I actually recorded this entire session, went to say bye, and then it said recording failed, which was very, very frustrating. But now at least that means I've gotten all the kinks out of the way. Hopefully I don't forget to talk about stuff since I've already talked about it in my head and out loud yesterday. But, you know, I forgot my intro yesterday. Today I remembered it. It's all good things. It is Tuesday, January 7th, and it is 11:20 in the morning. It is bright and sunny and beautiful outside. There's snow all over the ground, and the lighting today is going to be way better than it would have been yesterday, so we're already off to a good start. But all of this being said, I have a few things I finished. I've had a lot that I finished throughout the month of December. I have since given things away, gotten rid of them, done things, so you're not going to see every single thing I've worked on over the last month, although I feel like you'll see a good amount of it. If you want to see all of that, like I said, go watch Vlogmas. But today I really just wanted to talk about a few things I have finished most recently, what I am working on now, and then lots and lots of exciting things coming for 2025, including a new yarn club, including some collections that are coming very soon, and lots of fun things. I think that's all I want to say, so let's just start out by talking about what I'm wearing. I am dressed in head-to-toe knitty things today, although they are not knitted items. The first that I wanted to share, just because I think it is so cute, it says, "I'd rather be knitting." These little heart needles. And I got this from a trunk show that I did in November at Grace and Pearl. There was a maker who is super awesome. I'll have to put their name here because I don't remember it off the top of my head, who makes really fun loungewear. And I saw this shirt and Michael was like, "Do you want it for Christmas?" And I did. So I got it and I love it and I wear it nonstop. And this is, it's not, I mean, it's very pink, but this is, I think, called their blush color. It's a little peachier than this other pink they had, and I love it. I'm just in my pink era, and I cannot deny it anymore. The other thing that I'm wearing will be hard for you to see. Let me see. Come up here. I am wearing, oh yeah, you can see the pockets, my Janie joggers, which is a knit pattern that I actually released January of last year of 2024, and it has a sister pattern that I created in collaboration with my friend Courtney of I Love Tinderbox, and she put out the crochet version. This is my, can you see it? My olive juice colorway on my sunfish base. She crocheted hers in a tapenade, which is more of a solid tonal army green. This has a bit of a mix, like a mixed olive jar. I love it. It has these cool pockets up here that you pick up, knit, and seam down. And then these really fun patch pockets here that are fully functional and have this little flap, which are so cute. But I decided in honor of working from home and spending more time at the start of year thinking about what I've done last year, I wanted to highlight patterns that have come out in previous years during this month. And I thought it would be really fun to do that on my videos here. So yeah, starting off with the Janie joggers, came out in 2024. That also segues into some exciting things that have happened recently and will be happening very soon. We have some admin pattern updates to chat about. Few patterns released since we last chatted, and I wanted to show them off here because they deserve their own little spotlight. First, we have this really cute square neck. Let me see. Let me do a better job. Square neck tank top that has these really fun decreases for waist shaping. It is DK weight, like I said. I think my 420 base. 1x1 rib, so the fit is unreal. And the really fun thing about this is it's actually worked top down. So you start with the straps, pick up, there's a seam here, so it has that extra structure so they won't totally stretch out. And you work top down, cast on to join in the round, and then work until your heart desires. And it's super fun. This colorway is beautiful. It's pretty accurate on screen. And will be available to the public soon. It was a Wolfpack exclusive colorway for the past year or so, and it's called Midnight. Just remember that because it's not available yet, but like I said, it will be available soon enough. So that came out. Did I even say what this is called? This is the Bayside shirt. I don't think I did. And this came out in December. And a fun related pattern is the Bayside skirt, which you will see is the same 1x1 rib, DK weights, my 420 base in Midnight, and some pattern details here. It has a fold over brim with stockinette on the inside against your body, rib on the outside. There's a woven elastic inside here, a fun little slit at the bottom. This one was a shorter, maybe 3 or 4 inch slit, which I like. And this hits just at above the knee, which I think is very pencil skirt. It's beautiful. And it has some shaping on the butt. So there's shaping under the bust, on the sides, and then on the sides and the butt for the skirt. And I wore these together at Rhinebeck for Saturday. So many people saw this there. Super cute, but they're also really cute to wear separately and wear the top with jeans. Or I have worn this skirt with a big chunky oversized sweater or a fitted turtleneck, and both look so cute. Bayside skirt and Bayside shirt are both available now. And that leads us to what's coming very soon. If you've been around here before, you know if I make a shirt and a skirt, I'm probably going to have a dress version as well. And you guessed it right, the Bayside Dress. This is actually the pattern that started it all. Where's the shaping? Oh, here. I made the dress first. I made some tweaks after making this dress for the set and then for the pattern. So there are some slight differences, but I don't think you're going to be able to notice them, honestly. Again, top down, starting with the straps, has that seam for some structure there. Square neck. There's some shaping under the boobs. And then, some shaping down at the bottom. This one is longer. I made this about a midi length. And it has a longer slit. And I love this so much. This colorway is Croca Chili on my 420 base. And I love how this yarn pulled, because I don't think it pulled much except right there on the waist, which honestly gives a really cool sort of corset, sucks you in at the waist effect, and I think it's super fun. I love this. so much. It's so comfortable. All of these patterns are super cozy and comfortable, but look beautiful and sophisticated. And they could be dressed up. So I've worn them for baby showers, bridal showers, parties like that, holiday parties. I also have dressed them down and worn them more casually with like flats or Chelsea boots or things like that. And it's also super, super cute. And yeah, the Bayside dress, Bayside shirt, Bayside skirt, all super amazing patterns that you can get on your body now or Friday. If you're waiting for the Bayside dress, it will be releasing Friday, January 10th. And we'll talk about it in a little bit, but there's so much ready to ship yarn on my DK weight, my 420 base, or fingering weight. You can use and hold double. You can do fingering and Surrey or fingering and a mohair. So many options. We'll talk about that in just a bit. But that is all the housekeeping that I wanted to share at this point. So let's just jump into what I finished. I have two finished objects that I brought here with you today, one of which you will have seen if you watch Vlogmas. And it was on sock blockers, but I took them off. But we have a pair of Christmas socks. They are fully blocked and beautiful. And ends are woven in. I just need to snip them now that they're blocked and dry. These were made using my Cozy Knitter 24 stripe advent skein from 2024. And I use an entire 24 stripe repeat. These are for me. I make them every year if you are new here. It has been a fun little tradition that I have done. I start at the toe and I work up. I have a super simple sock, something like that, pattern that's available as a paid for pattern or free on Ravelry with a coupon code, I believe. And there are instructions for heel flap and gusset for toe up or cuff down. And I love using it toe up for these stripy socks because I don't need to try and do math and figure out and make sure I'm using the right amount of yarn. I just cast on and work until I'm done, which was wonderful. And I am finding that I'm making many more toe up socks lately because I'm using leftovers or I'm doing some sort of yarn management and I want to use as much yarn as I can. So that was really fun. This is quite tall. I have a tiny foot. I have a 4.5 size women's foot. So to get all 24 stripes, I had to go up pretty high. So I did a few increases just on the last inch or so here where it really was starting to get up my calf and I wanted to make sure it could fit well. Just about 1/2 inch. I think it's perfect. I haven't even worn them once they're blocked, but really excited. 1x1 rib for the cuff. I think probably 25 or so rounds. I did contrasting heel flap and heel turn, and then a toe. And I think they're so cute. I do them like this every year, and the last several years, I have used my leftovers to make socks for my sister, Sophia. She loves hand-knitted socks. She's very knit-worthy. So this Christmas, I actually gifted her the leftover socks from 2023, which was a really fun gradient. She was wearing her 2022 socks while I gifted them to her, and she's like, wait, don't I already have these? So I think she has 21, 22. Now she has 23, which is a gradient. And maybe she will get a pair of these, which is this fun sort of gradient every other. One sort of fades this way and one fades this way, which I think is really fun. So that is my only knitting FO that I have to share with you today. The other FO that I have is the spinning FO. And it's not truly an FO, but I finished a bobbin. And you all know, this is my channel. I can make up the rules. And finished bobbins count as FOs. I finished spinning up, let me show you this slide, about 6 ounces of my solstice fiber countdown from Akara yarns. And I loved it so much. I actually wasn't planning for this to be my next spin, but when I opened all 12 and then the full skein, the full braid of fiber, I really was loving the colors. It felt very moody, earthy, wintry. I wanted to use it. I said, you know what? I'm going to start spinning it. I couldn't decide how I wanted to spin this because all of my countdowns, fiber countdowns that I've had so far, my Beetlejuice one was a 30-day. And then I had a Nest Fiber one, which was a 14-day, I believe. I feel like that's wrong, but maybe it's not. I have done the same thing, a 2-ply fractal where I take all the colors, 1 through whatever the entire countdown is, split it in half, spin half end to end on one bobbin, take the other, split it in half again, and then spin each quarter end to end, and then repeat again, first to the end to end. So a really fun fractal. I wanted to do something different for this one, just to sort of experiment and learn. And I felt like the colors of this were all very cohesive. There was lots of this tealy aqua, greens, grays, that like rusty caramelly kind of the color of this couch. And I said, I think this would be a cool one to experiment with. So I'm doing still a 1-2 fractal, but I've split my colors up differently. So I spun 1 through 6 end to end, 1 ounce completely onto here. Now you'll see in a minute what I've done with the second ply, but I'm basically taking colors 7 through 12 and spinning those on my second bobbin to ply them together. But that is all that I finished that I wanted to talk about for today. Like I said, if you want to see anything else, go check out my Vlogmas. So let's just chat about what else I'm working on. The first whip that I'm going to show you is something that I believe you saw the start of. Maybe in the last session right before Vlogmas, but it definitely does not look like what it looks like now. But it is in a crazy, actually it's on the floor right now, but I am keeping it in a Krista Jekyll bag, which is this really fun like wine and aqua hand painted and stamped bag. That was a misfit because it has 2 handles, but I really love that it has 2 handles, so that's exciting. And the project that typically is inside that is my Jelly Roll blanket by Kay Jones, and this has been my main focus throughout December, and I have been loving it. I'm all tangled in yarn. I have been loving it so much. Let me see if I can hold it up and show you. Can you see it? I think you can see it. It is so cool. I'm actually working on it this way, but I know you cannot see it if I hold it this way. I'm following the pattern for the most part. I'm using a US 5 3.75 millimeter needle because that is the needle that I like for my fingering weight. I don't know if that's in the pattern or not, but that's what I went with. I'm using the same stitch count and all of that for the width of these strips. And when I did some math, I figured out that I could use all 30, and I actually have a 31st. I have an extra mini from someone, and I can use that one for an I-cord border. So I did some math to figure out how can I maximize using as much of all of the skeins as I can without having too much left over at the end or having like half a strip at the end that I can't finish. And I decided to do about 2 1/3 colors each strip. Because I did it that way, it is maximizing usage, but I am getting this interesting like stair-steppy sort of spot where each column, I'm sure you can see, goes down about 2 inches when I join the new color. And same over here, this one goes up. A little part of me wishes that I had staggered it more so that wasn't as stair-steppy. But that would have mean sacrificing either the shape, like the dimensions, or how much yarn I'm going to be able to use because I am just working until I run out of yarn. The other thing that I did, and the first strip, I followed, can you see here, 2 pattern. I didn't do anything extra or special on the edges. And then I started the second strip and I regretted it. I said, man, I wish I had done something a little neater. So I played around and actually, let me see if I can show you down here. I started the second strip as I had, you can see right here. And then I decided I want to change it and do a slip stitch edge so that it has this really cool, pretty neat seam rather than, here's this first one. See the difference between those two? So basically I'm just slipping the first stitch on the outside edge. So when it joins, it's nice and neat. I am going to go back to following the pattern for the last strip that I do so that my outside edges are the same. And when I pick up for an I-cord, I have all of the stitches so I can pick up at the same ratio on both sides, because if I slip the stitch, I only have half the number of stitches to pick up from, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'm loving this. I just started the 20th color here, which I think is "you dumb dog" when Miguel yells at Coco. But my plan is to finish this in January, which feels totally doable. I have 10 more minis left. If I do about 5 a week, which is pretty much what I have been doing, I should be able to finish this with about a week and a half of buffer time. So even if I do a little bit less than 5 a week, if I do about 4 a week, I will still have 1, 2 and a half. I'll still have a little bit of buffer time to weave in ends, block, finish the I-cord, edging, all of that. But I'm loving it. I'm super excited. And it's nice to get one of my countdown calendars out of my stash because I have that one. I think I sold my Edward Scissorhands. Someone really wanted it and was sad they missed out. I know I have a Moana countdown. I know I have years 1, 2, 3, 4 of my Schitt's Creek December countdowns. I think those are all of mine that I have. But then I have a DK Weight countdown from Hugh Loco. I have a Coast to Coast Yarn Co. countdown that's a fade that I have plans for. I have an Explore Knits and Fibers countdown from a few years ago that I've been wanting to make a pinguono with, but I have not done it yet. And now I have a ZZ Textiles countdown from this year. So I have lots of countdowns that I would love, love, love to use and turn into projects. And this is the first one off the list. Maybe the pinguono will be next. We will see. But it's kind of fun to have a mindless sort of project on the go, although it is a lot of knitting. Fingering weight yarn, because I'm holding this single. Fingering weight yarn, trying to knit almost 20 grams a day is a lot. Especially with the shoulder injury that I've had over the last few months. So I'm trying to take it easy. But it definitely is a lot of knitting, and it is making me think about plans for next countdowns and whether I want to do fingering weight or whether I want to hold them double and do them as DK weight projects, but we will see. The second whip that I have and my final knitting whip is in a bag from Puff Stitch, super cute Christmassy Village wax canvas bottom. I love it. And in it, I have a skein of Christmas Village on my schooner base. This was previously a Harry Potter colorway that I have renamed. You will find I'm either retiring or renaming any Harry Potter colorways that are still in my shop. My feelings stand that we do not support the creator of this fandom. And if you are spending your money, please spend it wisely and choose who you want to get it. If you buy official products, she is obviously making money off of it. If you're supporting small businesses and artists, please do so. Don't support JK. That's all. Please do so. Support queer artists, support small businesses. But for me, at this point in time, I'm doing some renaming. So this is now Christmas Village on my schooner base, and you can see I've been using it. And I am even farther than I was yesterday when I showed this, so that's exciting. This is I have it inside out here, a little vest crop. I don't like vest. To me, feels fitted, and this is not going to be fitted. It's going to be a little bit of positive ease, almost an oversized fit. So a little layering tank top sort of piece, 2x2 ribbing, which I think is so fun. So fun in this boucle. A little bit more of an open neck. I'm going to pick up and do some ribbing for the neckband there, but super fun. I finished the back panel. I'm working on the front panels here, and I'm just cast on for the neck. And it'll be a quick little top down piece, I'm hoping to finish the front panel in the next day or so. And then I might use the outside of my cake, pick up and work the neckband. So I have that done. And then see how far I get on the body. If I need to dip in to a second cake, I will. But this is the third size. I think I'm making a 40 inch. So I have 32, 36, and 40. And it would be really cool if the first three sizes, I'll use one skein of schooner. So we will see. I'm not sure. It has a fairly deep armhole, which I like to do for layering pieces especially. But that means the body won't need as much length. So we'll see how it goes. But I love how it's working up. I love the design so far. And I'm really excited to get moving on this. I just cast this on this weekend. I have to be easy with all of the ribbing because, again, my shoulder, but I am loving it. Another thing I have in this bag, I have not started yet, but I just wanted to show y'all because it is caked up. If you watch Vlogmas, you will have seen this, but if not, I got some yarn from the Yarn Shack, which is whitebarnsheepandwoolco.com. They have a cool like shed on the side of the road at their farm in New Paltz, New York. And my friend and I, MC, I'll blame the knots, and our husbands were out in that area, so we decided to stop by. And I was hoping for fiber, but they didn't have any fiber, but they had a bunch of really cool hand spun, and this is from local Cormo, which we love. And this is called Espresso. It is a 3-ply DK weight yarn, 250 yards. This spring on this, can you see that? Is gorgeous. And Michael loved the color, so I decided to grab one for him, and I think I'm going to make him a hat. And MC grabbed the same color for Joe, and hopefully they will have matching hats. I know Michael wears a 1x1 ribbed hat that I made for him. I don't even know the pattern or if it still exists. I'd have to do some searching. It might have been a pattern from Christy of Yarn Cafe Creations, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to have to do some searching and see if I can find something like that. But that is my second and only knitting whip at this point in time. However, I do have a spinning whip that I already talked about. It is on my Hanson e-spinner. It is the second bobbin of that spin from Akara Yarns. And these are colors 7 through 12. Again, I split the ounce in half. I have now spun all 6 of those half ounces, 7 through 12, onto this bobbin. And then I think I did the first 2 again, maybe 7 and 8. I believe, because they're variegated tonal, at least the second bobbin is. And I'm really excited to finish that up for sure this week. And then maybe even get them plied by the next time you see this. But we will see. I'm super excited. I'm loving spinning just a half an ounce at a time. Usually at least half an ounce a day, sometimes two of those, so an ounce. But yeah, I'm really loving it. I only have 2 ounces left, so I'm really excited for that project. There are lots of other dreams and projects and things that are running around in my brain for once I finish these up. Some are designs, some are other things for countdown boxes and things like that. A lot of fiber countdowns to spin. So we'll figure out what I want to do there. But I am just loving everything that I'm working on so much. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. But since we wrap that up, let's talk a little bit about yarny things and what's in the shop. It is 2025, and there is something so magical about the start of a new year. We get to plan new things, start new projects or yarn clubs or collections. And I don't know. I know I only do it once or twice a year, but there's something, and I always dread it. I always dread it before I do it, but there's something really invigorating and exciting about sitting down with a blank page, with a blank planner and saying, what do I want to do this year? And we are making some changes this year, which I'm really excited about, and I want to just start off with. In the past, we have always done at least 1, usually 2, sometimes 3 monthly clubs that are based around fandoms, usually shows or movies or things that I really love. And they've been fun. They've also taken so much work. That's at least 24 new club colorways every year. And some are really popular, which is awesome. And some are just not and don't seem to sell as much. So whether it's time of the year or the fandom, How I Met Your Mother, people were excited about, and it didn't do so well, which is fine. New Girl, very similar. I think people are excited about the show, but that didn't necessarily reflect in the yarn sales, and it's a lot of time and work. So what I've decided to do this year is actually scale back a little bit and be more intentional and thoughtful about where I'm putting my energy and my time in my business. There's also a lot of life stuff happening, which you can stick around and hear about in a little bit, that has influenced this decision. But I'm just feeling really good about the colorways and the yarn that I'm creating, and I want to be mindful and thoughtful about what that looks like. So this year we have a totally new club. We are only doing one monthly club, which feels a little scary, but it is a theme I am so excited about, and it seems like a bunch of you are excited about it too. It is not a TV show or a movie. Asterisk, it actually is a TV show and a movie now, but my inspiration and my love for this fandom actually started with a book series. And this is a young adult book series that had a huge impact on my life. I remember vividly, these came out while I was in elementary school and middle school, and I think into high school. But they started coming out at a time where I was about the same age as the characters. And in 4th grade, my teacher, Mrs. Seta, I love her so much, would read to us every single day. And we read these books, and I already liked reading. I was a big reader as a child, and I think this series, that experience reading every day with our teacher, I think really shaped my love of reading and helped me figure out what reading could look like as I grew up. And I always have kept reading in my life. And I don't know, it just feels really important to me. I've been talking a lot. I have not mentioned what it is yet. It is a series of 13 books. And we are going to do one book a month throughout 2025. Slightly into January of 2026. And it is about 3 orphans, the Baudelaire orphans, and it is so good. If you have not read it before, you are missing out. But what my plan is to come out with a colorway every single month based on the book for that month. And I also picked up my book series. I have all the hardcover books. I actually don't know if I have the last 2 or I loaned them out or something. I can't find them, so I might need to repurchase them or look a little harder, but I brought them all back with me. So every month I am going to read the book for that month and then get the colorway. Although I do realize that if you're getting this club, you won't get this colorway until the beginning of the next month. So maybe I will read it toward the end of the month. If y'all want to read along with me, we are going to be reading and playing with color for a series of unfortunate events inspired yarn, which I am calling a series of unfortunate yarn. And this yarn is anything but unfortunate. I'm going to show you the first colorway here. The first book is called The Bad Beginning, and that is what this yarn is based off of. And it is so good. It's so good. If you know the books, they have this like goldeny tan sort of cover and back, and every book has a different color fabric on the spine. And the first book is this sort of really deep steel kind of blue. It is The Bad Beginning. There's a photo. Whoa, the light is changing outside. There's a photo on the front of every cover that I am basing this off of. I also know I'm going off of the original books. I think there were some reprints, perhaps when the show came out, and there also was a movie at some point. That I think the movie was just the first book. The show has a few seasons and spans more of the books, I believe. I don't remember. But I'm going to be using the originals, and this is The Bad Beginning. It's available now, and it's so good, and I'm so excited. I'm thinking I'm going to save a skein for myself every month, and I don't know if I'm going to wait until they're all out or I'm just going to start when I feel ready, but I think I'm going to make a blanket out of these, and I might hold it double. I might hold it double and get a nice big blanket and maybe do a garter blanket. I could do a cozy comfort throw. That was about 6 skeins. No, that was about 5 skeins. So it'd be a little bit bigger than that. I could crochet it, which would eat up a little bit more of the yarn. We're just gonna have to see, but I'm really, really excited for that. Other things that are coming in the shop, I'm just gonna share some of the big collections that we have coming this year. Something very trendy and exciting and popular and music theater-y folks everywhere are screaming with excitement as the rest of the world joins in on something we've loved for so many years, but something very wicked is coming next week, which is really exciting. A little mini collection. We also have a wolf pack collection. So this colorway, along with I think like 7 or 8 other colorways. Let's see, I think there's 4, 6, maybe 10 other colorways, something like that. Variegated and tonals, which have been created with and have been exclusive to my wolf pack, which is my membership. Over the last about 1.5 to 2 years, is going to be made into a public collection, and y'all will have a chance to grab it. That is coming very soon. We also have a travel-inspired collection that will be hitting closer to the summertime. A sweet and crunchy collection will be making a resurgence for a little 2.0 bring back, and then we have holiday yarns coming later in the year. Super exciting stuff. That I will share more about with you as we get closer. You'll hear more about Wicked next week because it's dropping next Friday. But I will show you all of the colors. It's only 4 colors for that mini collection. And yeah, I'm super, super, super excited about it. But that is, I guess, all of the yarny stuff. Oh, the only other thing I will say, there is so much yarn ready to ship. So much. I've had leftover from trunk shows. I've done some wholesale sort of bulk dyeing to fill the shop. There's so much holiday yarn on my fingering weight base, Sunfish for sure. A lot of 420, some schooner, which I usually don't have a lot of schooner ready to ship. But I know I have Don't Forget the Rum. I know that I have Christmas Village. I know that I have chocolate almond butter balls. I think I have Flatzer drums. There's just a lot of schooner happening. That's ready to ship and could be the perfect New Year cast on if you've been thinking of something for yourself. Maybe a second-half sweatshirt, a second-half sweatpants, something like that. There's also a lot of, like I said, 420 and Sunfish that you could hold double to get the same gauge that you could grab to make a Bayside shirt, a Bayside skirt, a Bayside dress, or anything else that your heart desires. So get into the shop. You can filter by, go to the ready to ship section, and you can filter by base. So if you're looking for a specific base and you want to see just what I have available in that base, you could select your bases and scroll through. I also know I have a lot of mohair, my cloud base, and a lot of Surrey, which is my buoy base. I've actually been dreaming, when I get a little extra time, of maybe making an instant crush or something like that, where I just pull 5 or 6 skeins of different yarns that I have and putting them together to make a cohesive palette. I've been dreaming of a doppio, which I think would be really fun. I know I have some multiples of cloud and buoy in stock, but even doing like a really cool fade, something like that. And all of this yarn, I have so many sweater quantities, which is pretty rare for ready to ship. So if you want to treat yourself at the start of the year, now is your chance. Okay, that is actually all that I have to talk about as far as shop stuff. So let's just chat for a second about what's going on in my life. Life stuff, I'm not going to spend too much time on. Like I said, y'all have been getting behind the scenes of my life for the last month or so during Vlogmas. If you haven't, go check it out. So I'm just going to hit you with some big highlights, things that are going on. I've been having a bunch of health issues lately. I mean, for many, many years of my life. but I'm trying to go to doctors and get some answers. So thinking there might be some autoimmune things that are going on. So I just actually met with a rheumatologist today. I'm getting some additional blood work and testing to see what's up there. I also have hurt my shoulder several months ago at this point and have finally gotten to the doctor, and I'm in physical therapy, which is helping, but I'm really needing to be mindful about how much I'm using it, how I'm using it, making sure I'm resting it. And that means less knitting time and trying to be really mindful with how much I'm dyeing, not overloading myself with really big dye days. Michael is doing a lot of help on that end. So yeah, really just trying to head into this year with that mindset of taking a slower pace, taking care of myself, knowing the work will get done when it gets done, and that just needs to be okay for now. We also have some big life things happening. I'm not going to talk about too much here, but I did mention in Vlogmas we are building a house. So that's happening behind the scenes. There's lots of stuff, lots of big changes. So trying to be kind, trying to be slow, and enjoy and take the little moments. I'm doing lots and lots of reading lots of Kindle Unlimited books. I've started reading while I'm on my walking pad in the morning. So I'm like running through books. It feels like so quickly. We're doing lots of watching, both TV and movies. Michael and I, we're AMC Stubs members, whatever the second tier was, I think Premiere maybe. And we upgraded, I think in November, we said there are a lot of good movies coming out that we want to see. If we know that we're going to at least go to 3 movies a month, it makes sense for us to upgrade. So we upgraded to A-List, which means we get to see 3 movies for free without paying. We already pay a monthly membership. And that means 3 movies a week are included in that payment. So we have been going to see about 3 movies a week. There are so many movies that we were like, oh, that looks interesting, but in the past would probably not pay to go see it in a movie theater and just wait till it's home. But since we're already paying for it, if we have an afternoon free or a morning free, we went to a movie at like 9 o'clock in the morning last weekend. We kind of just look up showtimes. We're like, hey, this is playing. Do you want to go see it? So that's been so much fun and I love it. We got another popcorn tub for 2025, which I'm very excited about and grateful for. My friend Jean helped me out. Her friends, the in-laws situation, getting me a bucket because they only sell the reusable popcorn bucket at AMC Classics, and they closed down the AMC Classic by us. The closest one was like almost an hour away. So we were very grateful to have some friends help us out with that one. And yeah, it's just been really great. We have a few busy weekends coming up. We have some friends coming in, some fun concerts, comedy shows, travel, lots of fun things. So I will be sure to keep you posted on most of it. But definitely keep you posted on all of the knitting and making that we have to do. And I'm just really excited to be back here chatting with you every single week for a little bit of a catch up. Let me know what your big plans are for 2025, what you're focusing on, what you're planning to work on. Leave it all down below so I can hear a little bit from you. And until next week, bye.